What is your scent of the day? I want to know. My scent today is Bianco from Jerjoff, one of my favorite. Love this one. Wish I could put it in my top 10. So tell me, at the moment you're watching this, if you're wearing a perfume, please let me know what you're wearing. I love to hear what you're wearing. Hi, my name is Tamara. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. If you do like what you see, please stick around. We would love to have you join the family. Today we are doing my top 10. I'm not gonna say for life, but this is my top 10 right now. I'm trying to curate a collection of just pure loves. I want a collection of just perfumes that I really do love. So this was hard for me to just pick out 10. You know, my mom, she has 3 girls and she said she loves us the same, but I know I'm her favorite. It's like this. I have quite a lot of perfumes, but I really love these. So if someone were to say today, you can only take 10, pick your 10 that you can only take with you on a deserted island for the next 5 years. These right now are what I would pick. So if you want to see what my top 10 for life or for right now are, then please keep on watching. I'm gonna get it out the way because if you watch me, you know that this has to be, or this is my favorite perfume. Number 1 right now. Has been number 1, still is number 1. And it is, and this is the girl. It is, yeah, don't click off, please. I know some of you are gonna click off once you see this, but please just trust me. I have a good list. It is none other than Baccarat Rouge 540 Maison Francis Kurkdjian. I really do love this one. This is, and I'm gonna tell you a story, and these perfumes are really personal. I remember the day I got them or the day I first smelled them or something about these perfumes that are just really reason why they're my lifers right now. And even if they change, they'll always be in my collection. This one was a love at first sniff. I remember my sister and I went into Saks and I smelled this one and I smelled the S-Straight version to it. I low-key still like the S-Straight version a little bit more. I'm just cheap, I'm not buying it yet. But I fell in love at first sniff. I could understand the hype around this one. It is a little bit sweet, it's a little bit woody, and that comes from the cedar. Now, I love this one because it opens up with 2 of my favorite notes, and that's jasmine and saffron. I love jasmine, I love saffron in a perfume. Now, it leans unisex, but I think it's more feminine. It does leave a scent trail. You can leave the room and this is still gonna be in that room. People will know, if they know you're wearing this, they'll know that you were here because it does leave a scent trail. It's very addictive, and it's long lasting. Now, people do say it disappears, it comes back, or they can't smell it anymore, but it's a little bit sweet, it's airy, it has the saffron, it has the jasmine in there, it has some cedar in the dried up. This will always be in my collection. I really do love this, and every time I spray it brought me right back to the first time I smell it and how I feel when I smell it. It was like everything to me. I do love this one, and again, this is gonna be my lifer. Always will be. This will always be in my collection. Again, BBR 540. This one is fairly new to my collection, and this one was influenced by none other than Sharida here on YouTube. She was telling a story about this in the scent trail, the way she described this perfume, the scent trail it leaves, and the compliment she gets, that I know I had to pick it up. So I picked up a sample of this one from Scent Split or something like that, I want to say. The first time I smelled this one, it was like nothing in my collection. It was everything she described and more. Creamy platonic vanilla scent for me. It has some floral notes, so it's a little bit floral, and it has the tuberose in there. It has the floral notes, it has the tuberose in there, but it's not heavily floral. I do smell coconut in there. For some reason I smell coconut, but not coconut summery. It's like a coconut milk in there. It does say milk. I'm not sure if it's coconut milk or just regular milk, but it's very lactonic, it's very creamy, it's very sensual, it's a little bit ambery. It does leave a scent trail. Now, when people do smell this on you, it's more so, what is that? What are you wearing? It leaves a scent trail. It's long lasting and it projects. It projects really well. As I said, this one, I'm happy to have it. It will always be in my collection. It's because it's so different. This one is really beautiful. I'm so happy I have this one, and this one really will be in my top 10. Always will be in my top 10, I think, because it's just so beautiful. Again, this is Blanche Bed by Liquid Imaginaire. Now, since we are a new to collection right now, this is another one that is new to my collection, but the moment I got it, I got excited. It brought me back to the first time I smelled Baccarat Rouge, right? It was, whoa, what is this? And my friend, she blind bought this, and I love this. I was just love again at first sniff. I was just so in awe of the scent of it, because it's ylang heavy, but ylang mixes well with the coconut and the vanilla, so it's not overbearing. But and then it leaves like a dust, like a gold dust on your skin, like it leaves like a shimmery dust on your skin, so it gives you a glow. This one is beautiful. It gives me, it's like this is a masterpiece of a perfume. It gives me goddess. It gives me innocent, but it gives me rich. It gives me old money. Creaminess in this comes from the sandalwood and the coconut. Powder is a little bit powder in the dry down, and then it has the musk. So it's the vanilla, the musk, and then the ylang. The ylang in this really is beautiful. It's because of this one makes me really want to try more perfumes with ylang, because it is such a beautiful note. Now, I really wish this was more long lasting. It is not long lasting. This one gives me, I want to say about 5 to 6 hours. That's it. But it's so beautiful that I don't mind decanting or, topping up again. Even when you overspray, because I oversprayed the hell out of this on Father's Day when we were going out, and it was still gone. But it's beautiful. It's a pretty girl scent. So if someone comes close to you, within your reach, in your bubble, they're gonna smell you, but it doesn't project. Sillage is not great, and it doesn't last. That's my only things with these ones, because I do love long lasting scent, and I do wish it was more long lasting. It's more summer evening, summer brunch. If you're going out in the evenings or you're going out for brunch, this would be a good option for you. Really, really love this one. Very excited to have this one, and this is also going to be a lifer for me. We are going to talk about the very first niche fragrance. I remember all I had was designer perfumes, and I remember everyone was talking about Delina. Everybody and their mother was talking about Delina, so I was like, I know I had to have it. I drive myself down, sorry for the story, but I just have to put this in there for this one. I drive myself to Nordstrom to get Delina. Had the budget to get the smaller size, I think it was like 1.7 or something of Delina. I went to the store, past all the perfume store, trying to find the Perfumes de Marly, and I went to the guy and I said, do you have Delina? And he of course said yes. He popped it up, and I sprayed Delina. I was like, what is this? It was so tart. I was like, is this what the girls were talking about? I was like, it's okay, but I didn't love it, right? So I know I wasn't gonna buy it, and he was like, hey, we have a new one. It's called Delina Exclusive. Do you want to smell it? I was like, yes. I smelled Delina Exclusive, love at first sniff. I was like, whoa, I love this. It was so different. Of course, I'm a designer girl. Delina is different, right? I fell in love. I was like, oh my God, I have to have it. So I was like, do you have the small size? They're like, no, we don't carry small size. I came to spend like $2 something. This is $3.80. By the way, it's Delina Exclusive. This is Delina Exclusive. And I was like, but I loved it that much. And I was like, do I want to go just get Delina because that's the hype and it's cheaper because I could get the small bottle? Or do I really just want to get what I really love and spend $100 more? Bite the bullet, and I got my girl, and she is just that girl. She's everything. Now, it's not as tart. The rhubarb is not, present in this one as it is in the original Delina. I do want to go back, now that I'm more into niche, to go back to the Delina and see if I would like it. I didn't try it after that, never smelled Delina after that, so I really don't know if I'm going to like it. But Delina Exclusive, she's that girl. She will always be in my collection. Again, I have that memory of her being my first niche perfume, and that alone will keep her in my collection. It's a rose scent. It opens up with some freshness from the pear and the lychee and the bergamot, but then it dries down to a rose woody scent. So I would say it is not an overspray. If you are oversprayer girl, do not overspray this one. This one is my special occasion. And then this is my meeting if I just want to feel like a boss, if I want to just get my confidence together, best believe I'm gonna put this on. This is my best rose perfume in my collection. Delina exclusive from Perfumes de Marly. Now, let's talk about my girl, that girl for the designer, that my favorite designer scent. Of course, I'm not saying it's the best designer perfume out there. It is just my favorite. This is always going to be in my collection. This is none other than Born in Roma. Of course, you know this was going to be in my collection. This is my third bottle at this point, but I just love this scent. This is a feminine, this floral woody scent. It opens up with the florals. It has some musk or some woody notes in the dry down. It's long lasting. It can be worn for all occasions. Now, if you just want to buy one perfume, I've always said this, if you just want to buy one perfume and you have under $200, I'm always going to tell you to get Born in Roma. It's not sweet. It's a little bit sweet. It's a floral scent. It's a girly scent. It's a feminine scent. This can be date night. It can be dinner. It can be work. It can be errands. It can be anywhere. I feel like if you put on just jeans and a t-shirt, you still smell good. And if you put on a nice black dress with some heels, it will still be elevated. It's not overly sweet, so if you're not a sweet person, it's not overly sweet. Now, I don't have to tell you a lot about this because this was this girl years ago. So everybody has it, or everyone has smelled it, or everyone know it, or everyone have it in their collection. This is a signature scent worthy. And it's also, I feel like everybody should have this in their collection. It's just a classic designer perfume. I remember on a perfume video, I was raving again about Born in Roma because I feel like I'm always raving about it. And someone commented, I can't remember her name, I have to go look her up. She commented and said, Born in Roma was my girl. Now, Rosenda Matu 5 is my girl. Never heard of Rosenda Matu 5. I automatically went to Google it, looked up the notes, and blind buy right away. Didn't think about it, I blind buy. Best blind buy ever. This is a musky, amber, floral scent. It's a sensual scent. It's a beast mode. This is gonna last all day on your skin and forever on your clothes. Now, it's not blind buy safe because it can give off a leather or rubbery smell. My friend, same friend, I had her smell this because every perfume I have, I say she needs to smell this, or whatever she buys, she says you need to smell this. And this, I think, is the saffron that probably pulls out that leathery smell to her. So when you first spray it on her, it comes off like burn rubber. And the dry down, she still loved the dry down, but that burnt rubbery initial smell, and I could smell it on her. But for me, I don't get that. Now, for me, this one will always be in my collection because I remember I was going through one of the toughest days at work. And for some reason, I wore this. Didn't even know that day was going to be so tough. But I wore it because it was new and I was testing it out. And everything that was supposed to go wrong that day went wrong. That was a day where at the end of it, you know you need a drink or two. And yes, I had a drink or two. It was just that rough day. But throughout the day, I kept doing, and it was just comforting me. I don't know if perfumes comfort you, but that day, it just calms me down. It brings me comfort. And instead of, I was like, no, sit back still. It was like my angel. So as a result of that, when I think about this, it brought me back to the day. It was just like my friend, my sister, who was just holding my hands through a tough day. So I'll always have this one in my collection because of the memory, but because it's also so good. It projects, it's long lasting. Now, let's talk about, this is my winter perfume. Once it starts getting cold, I'm pulling for this one. This was Love at First Sniff. My friend, she had a sample and I smelled this one and automatically it was like, yeah, add into cart. This is none other than Gris Charnel by BDK. I love this one because at the time when I bought this one, it was so different from everything in my collection. It is a woody, sweet scent. So it's a little sweet, it's not crazy sweet, but it's musky, it's woody. So if you don't like musk or woody, woody scent, you're not gonna smell. It has some form of seed. It has cedar in there as well. It is long lasting. It's a beast mode. It has a little bit of greenness to it, but it's not overly green. And it has vanilla. Vanilla doesn't sweeten it up, but it's because it's not overly sweet, but it does have that touch of vanilla as well. It's a little bit complex, so this is not going to be your first niche buy. This one is great with vanilla 28 though. I always love to layer it with vanilla 28, but this, think cozy, think sweater weather, think fall, think orange all over. The trees looks orange, everything's orange, the leaves on the ground. Think that perfect beautiful fall evening. This is what you want to wear. It is just sweater weather, comforting, sweet, complex, woody, ambery scent. Again, this is Gris Chanel, always been my collection. This is one of my top winter perfume. Now we're gonna go back to perfume. We're gonna go back to Perfumes de Marly. And then this one is my spring summer elegant wedding special occasion scent, and this is none other than Valaya. I remember when I first sprayed, I was like, I don't understand the hype. What is the hype? My sister bought this and she gave me a decan. I couldn't stop wearing this. I love this so much. And I remember I went to Saks and I was like, what perfume am I gonna get? And I smell MFK Ella Rose. I smell Delina Rose, and I smell, which other one was it that I smelled? And I smelled 24 from MFK. And they showed me a new one from Kilian. I'm just not a big fan of Kilian perfumes. I don't know why. But in Saks, the girl, she was just with me and I was smelling them. And I kept going back to Valaya. And I was like, oh, this one is so good. It was the most expensive one. So I was like, do I really want to spend the price point for this one? But I keep going back to it. I keep going back to it. And she says, you know what? If you keep going back to it, that's the one to get. And of course, that's the one I bought that day. It's a fresh, fruity, a little bit tart scent. It's just a boss babe perfume, very long lasting. This is your best friend that's never gonna leave you. If you're not confident and you wear Valaya, you're automatically gonna feel confident. Old money, rich people who, it's more of you wear a nice bag and you don't even know it's designer, but she's always well put together. She's always classy. She is not this name brand all over, but you know she has money. And when you smell her, she smells like money. This is the vibe I get, and this is Valaya. Now, let's talk about another love at first sniff. This, again, my same friend. I remember she bought a perfume from Neiman and she got a sample and she's like, girl, you have to smell this one. I'm like, okay. I smell it and I was like, okay, had to have it. Love at first sniff. The moment I smelled it, it was just something special. It's not talked about, but yet it's top 3 most complimented perfume for me. It's long lasting, and this is, by the way, none other than For Your Love by Miss Zenzor. This is like a grown-up scent for me. It is a mature scent. It opens up similar to Baccarat and 540, and it could be because of the saffron in there, but it goes into a whole different direction. It's powdery, it's a little bit musky, and it's a classy scent. So it dries down to a more powdery, musky scent. It's not as sweet as Baccarat. So that's the direction it goes. It's more musk and a little bit powdery, but it's that classy, mature, grown-up woman again. It is like Valaya, but top. If the woman in Valaya was a millionaire, she's just rich. She doesn't reach millionaire, but she's on her way. It gives you, and this is anywhere. This can be work, this can be brunch, this can be dinner. It can also be meeting and special occasion. It fits the bill to a signature scent, to a one and done as well. I have this less than a year, and look at the bottle. I was wearing this to everywhere. Wherever I wanted to go, I was like, what do I want to wear? It was always this one. It projects, and it's just that classic musky powdery scent. That's how I can describe this one for you. And this is For Your Love by Miss Zenzor. Whew. The final one we're going to be talking about is very new to my collection, and the reason why it's in my top 10 is the way it makes me feel. It comforts me. It is just sweet caramel, vanilla, musky scent for me. Not crazy musk, but it has the musk that gives it some depth in the dry down. And this is Bianco Latte. This is also top 3 most compliment perfume in my collection. But this is a cozy, it's so sweet. The sweetness is coming from the caramel, and it has that condensed sweet milk smell. It has the vanilla in the base, and it has the musk and the caramel mixed in between, so it gives a sweet musky vanilla scent. Now I don't think it's overly sweet. It's sweet, but it's not cloying. It's not overly sweet. The notes blend really well. It's very refined, so it's like a more sweet refined vanilla. It is so great. This is like a compliment getter, and it's a beast mode for gourmands, and this is just beast mode. When I tell you 8+ hours on your skin, longer on your clothes, it holds on to your skin, and it's just the most beautiful, sweet, refined caramel vanilla. I'm not a big caramel girl in my perfume because caramel itself is too sweet. I don't even like caramel to eat it, but it blends well in this one. This one has a little bit of honey, and the honey and the caramel could be what is sweetening up this one, that's giving me that creamy creamy condensed milk, sweet condensed milk smell. The creaminess could be from sandalwood, but this is just beautiful. It's cozy. This reminds me of a nice, I want to say pastry, but even though it's gourmand and it's sweet, I still don't think food or latte. That's not the vibe from it. Again, I get powdery, musky, vanilla sweets, and they blend the notes in this one really well. And whatever is keeping this perfume to be so long lasting, it is long lasting. It's beast mode. But this just gives me cozy, cuddle scent. That's what and I'll wear it to work, I'll wear it everywhere, but it still gives me that cozy vibe, cozy fall winter vibe. That's what this one gives me. Love this one, and this one just had to be in the top 10. I will always have it because it's a sweet gourmand, but it's not crazy sweet or bubblegummy sweet, synthetic sweet. It's more refined, nice, sweet perfume. Again, Bianco Latte. That's it. Those are my top 10 right now. It was hard to pick 10 out of my collection because I really do love my perfume, and I could bring in some honorable mention to cheat, but I really want to do a hard 10. These are just really perfumes that I would take with me right now if I could only take. Love them. They're my lifers. Will always have them in my collection no matter where my nose take me, because you know your nose can change over time, but I feel like these perfumes right now will just always be in my collection. These are my top 10. These are my favorite right now, and these are my most loved, most worn. If I could just always wear these, I will. Perfumes in my collection. So if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what is your top 3. I would love to know what your top 3 perfumes are. Thank you so much for watching, and I would love to see you in the next one. Bye.